What do you feel like you learned about this team last week? Because you guys fought on defense, gave yourselves a chance. What did you take away from that Texas game?
Um, going into that game, obviously we knew it was going to be a tough game. Texas is always going to have great athletes. They're obviously doing really well this year. Have had a lot of success. Highly ranked team. So we knew it was going to be a bloodbath, but we knew it was going to be a fight to the end. Just whoever's the more physical team is going to win that game, and I feel like especially on defense, we tried to come out with that mindset. You know, no matter what college team you're lining up against, they're always going to have great players, big O linemen, great running backs, and I feel like we did everything in our power, to do what we could to stop them. Obviously, certain things in the game didn't go our way, bad field position, some special teams errors and whatnot. But that's kind of what you learn is if you don't perform as a full team, all three parts of the team, offense, defense, and special teams, it's very hard to go out, especially on the road against a top 10 ranked team and win that game. So.
You touched on this, Max, but road games, the last three haven't gone your way. Obviously tough in this league to play on the road, but you got another challenge this week. What needs to change that outcome?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have, like I said, all three sides of the ball. We all need to pick it up, do better. Defensively, we had a lot of missed assignments. Some big plays they got on us. Special teams, obviously, the starting field position was a big factor in that game. But yeah, we're just gonna take it, as another challenge. Going up to West Virginia, we know it's gonna be a great atmosphere, great environment for us. We just need to really thrive off that. Texas, in terms of away atmosphere, I've experienced a lot crazier stadiums, a lot louder, a lot more hostile student sections. So I feel like in terms of the setting, I feel like we just need to come in and play our game, regardless of who we're playing or where we're at. So.
Thanks, Jared. Next we'll have Sean and then Mitch Harper.
Max, that kind of blends into a little bit what I wanted to ask you about, because I don't know if you subscribe much to the vampire Cougs theory that's floating around social media and Reddit and everywhere. You've probably seen it or laughed about it or whatnot.
I've seen it. I've seen it for sure.
It's silly overall, but it is kind of interesting that you guys are going to West Virginia this week, and you're kicking off at 7 o'clock local time. Like, that's not necessarily something that happens with you guys. Usually you go to the East Coast and you move a little bit earlier, right? Are you excited to experience a night game on the East Coast in a place like Morgantown?
Yeah, I mean, touching on that vampire theory first, I personally don't buy into all that. When it comes down to it, both teams got to start the game at the same time. They both got to, get up and prepare that morning and whatnot. So I feel like it's fair grounds on both sides of the ball. So you can't really use that as an excuse. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to going up to West Virginia, going out there and playing a little night game a little later in the day. It's definitely been our bread and butter in the past. We've done really well at night. So hopefully, yeah, we can just keep it going into this game.
Max, so much is made about the week in, week out grind of playing a Power 5 schedule. Having been a player that experienced independent schedules to now in the thick of one of these P5 slates, what would you say from your experience has been the biggest adjustment navigating week after week these Power 5 teams?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew it going into this season that it was going to be dogfights each week. Every team in the Big 12 has the capability and the talent to go out and win every game if they need. Every team's going to have a great quarterback, a good running back. We've experienced it each week. I feel like each running back gets a little bit better each week. But that's just the Big 12 and Power 5 for you. So I feel like compared to independents where the schedule's a little bit more inconsistent, you get some Power 5 teams mixed in with some G5 teams, occasionally some SES teams. It's a grinder going in every week, having to sacrifice your body. The last couple of weeks it's been 80 plays on defense. That's a lot on your body, but I think, yeah, we're just trusting the process ultimately, trying to get our legs back throughout the week, practicing hard still, and, just giving our all on game day.
How excited, though, are you for the feel of this November compared to years past where there's still so much on the line and the type of teams that you're going to face down this home stretch?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, this November schedule is going to be a fun time. We got a lot of top Big 12 ranked teams. Oklahoma is obviously top 15, top 25, so they're doing really great. It's gonna be a brutal schedule, but us being who we are, we love that. We love to attack the challenge, and we love to prove people wrong. So I feel like it's all set up for us to go out and finish the season as strong as we can.
Okay, we'll have a couple more questions from Jay Drew and then Jake Hatch.
Hey Max, you're kind of getting towards the end of your career. What is the most hostile place you've played in, and maybe what's the craziest PG-13 rated thing you've heard?
I mean, I don't know, dude. There's so many different places I can think of. Georgia Southern a couple years ago was pretty hostile. I was sitting on the bench because I got ejected in the first half, so I was hearing a lot of that in my street clothes. But honestly, I'd probably say Utah State was probably the most hostile when it comes down to it. Their student section, obviously, it's a big time rivalry for them. They're right behind us. They're in our ear at every defensive break. You couldn't really hear anything going on. So, it was pretty personal up there. So I'd say that's probably honestly the most hostile. But in terms of like crazy environment, I think it's still got to be Tennessee. Going into Texas, I thought this game would be somewhat comparable, but Tennessee was a different animal in terms of crowd and just passion in the fans. So.
Max, we've seen Siale Sarah take a step up here and play a lot more reps the last 2 weeks. Want to get your evaluation of him as a guy who's been around the program for quite a while and been being a freshman.
No, yeah, I mean Siale's. I've seen him come in. He's been in here since the beginning of this year. When you're still in high school, and I've seen him try to take in all the information that he can. He's changed his body a lot. He's done a lot of stuff on and off the field to get to where he's at, and it's good to see him coming in and making an impact, making plays when obviously we have a little hole at linebacker with Ben being out the last couple of weeks. So yeah, him and Harrison both have come in and done what they needed to do to replace Ben, and they're doing their best. They're only going to get better from here for sure.
You guys have faced a lot of really good running backs in this Big 12 schedule, and C.J. Donaldson and the rest of the guys at West Virginia add to that. What do you make of their offense in West Virginia?
No, yeah, I mean, from the evaluation I've done so far, yeah, they got a quarterback who makes good decisions, doesn't throw a lot of picks. He's versatile, can run the ball. I think he's like their second leading rusher. So, I mean, yeah, we love attacking that challenge. Every team, like I said in the past, is going to have one of those running backs, some big athletic receivers, a good offensive line. So yeah, it's just a matter of taking those challenges, taking them, and taking away the threats that they have. That was a big emphasis going into the Texas game. They had a couple playmakers, and we wanted to shut them down. So it's just going to be the same thing going forward.
Awesome. Thanks, Max. That's all the questions for today.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.